Hello there everyone, my name is Ryalus and welcome to the video. In this video I'll be letting you know everything there is to know about the Dark Doggo Crow, because he is absolutely amazing, one of the best powerhouse units in Summoner's War. He's free to play and he's just amazing. So, first off, how do you get your hands on this amazing little doggo over here? You can obtain him one of two ways. I'm glad you've asked. Because you can get him from a secret dungeon on Dark Day, or by pulling him from a light and dark scroll. There you go, easy. Now go adopt yourself a Dark Doggo. Lighting is different in this video because I've got my blinds open and I'm recording in the middle of the day, so I hope it turns out well. Fingers crossed. So, what does Crow do and why should you use him? Crow is an absolute amazing unit all round. His kit works perfectly and everything fits his style of gameplay. Crow is the best alternative to Lyn, the light Amazon, as I know most people don't have a double Lyn, but most people want a double Lyn. So if you have one or none, build a Crow. He is definitely worth it. Just showing the runes off in the background. Let me just go to Chaos Dungeon. Let me have some runs going on in the background while I talk about the doggo. So, Crow. Everything about Crow, his kit works perfectly and fits together surprisingly well. Everything about him is just perfect for where you're going to be using him in the game, which is rare for units. Lots of units have one skill that doesn't make sense. Let's get into it. Crow's first skill is decreases the enemy's defense for 2 turns, then applies continuous damage for 3 turns, which works amazing with any team setup because everybody does more damage hitting someone with a defense break, unless it's like a Lucian or someone who ignores defense. So you can use him pretty much anywhere you like with his first skill. Crow's second skill, Team Up, does exactly what it should. Crow and a random ally team up to attack the enemy, and the damage of both of them, yes, both of them, not just Crow, will be increased by 20% for each harmful effect there is on the enemy, which is amazing. Am I right? And I'm reading off a script, so but that is absolutely amazing. If he, let's say he teams up with like an Odin, for instance, the ignore damage is increased by 20%. That's a lot of damage. If he attacks with a Lyn or a Lucian, the damage still will be really high. So make sure to get out and do that. Make sure he gets skill ups. Doesn't have to have skill ups once he's second awakened, but it would help with the damage output. Crow supports you emotionally as well, just like a real doggo. So if you need an emotional support unit, he's the dog for you. And Crow's third skill, Scar. Scar attacks an enemy and then leaves them branded for 2 turns, and not only does this skill have a 720%, let me say it again, a 720% multiplier, it also does 50% more damage for each harmful effect there is on the enemy, and only has a 3 turn cooldown. 3! That is absolutely insane, am I right? Definitely, yes. It is weird staring out the window as well. So, Crow, you should build him? Yes. Let's move on to the Rune Guide. Rune Guide is very simple. He's a very simple unit to use. You can use him anywhere. Attack, damage attack, some speed and subs. Don't make him too fast. Make him slower than your defense breakers, but faster than bigger damage dealers like Lyn. Sorry, unless you're running 2 doggos, then it doesn't matter. So, what do you need to do for runes? Let me just quickly do that. For early game, I would suggest Fatal Blade. Get the crit rate in subs. Get crit rate in subs and the blade set. Then the damage from the fatal attack, damage attack, or a triple attack if you're using fatal, up to you, depending on how early game you manage to get him. Then if you move on to mid game, I'd go fatal or rage. I personally prefer rage because I like him to, he's there as a damage dealer. He replaces a second Lyn, so he's there to hit like a tree. Imagine if a tree just got up and walloped you. That's how hard it would hit. If you're late game, I've seen people go rage, so we can violent proc and like, he applies the defense break for himself, then nukes with his Scar, which is amazing. You can do that if you'd like. I personally just like the rage because then it's just more damage over and over and over. But if you want to do violent and have leftover like good violent runes, help yourself, feel free to. So, now you know everything about Crow. Where do you actually use him? That's a good question. So, personally, I use him as a replacement for Lyn, as he is the best. Like, there is no one comes close to him. Crow is the best free-to-play replacement for a Lyn, which most people love Lyn. All the late game players use Lyn in their dungeons, early game players use Lyn in dungeons. However, he can be used more places than Lyn can, which is amazing. Personally, let's turn my phone back off silent, that was my bad. Of course, the lag, that is my bad. I'm humbly sorry for that. That's the wrong word, humble. But anyway, I'm sorry for that again. I will probably cut that, but I gotta keep that rune. The 5 speed. Anyway, let's continue. As he is the best free-to-play replacement for Lyn, you can and you should use him in Giants, Dragons, and most of the Elemental Rift Beasts, if you can. I personally don't like him in the Fire Rift Beast because he doesn't do any AoE skills. However, that doesn't mean you can't use him. If you've got enough AoE skills in there, or the Water Homunculus, and he teams up, that team is very powerful. So you will definitely get very high scores with that. So, my opinion of the Dark Doggo, my humble opinion, there's a correct place to use that word. My opinion is he's one of the best units in the game without a doubt, and he's free to play. He's free to get, free to obtain. It is not that difficult. The only thing is you have to work on doing the Second Awakening. That's not too hard, as I've shown you my team for the Second Awakening for the Inugami dungeon. For Raux, you can do the same team for the Dark Doggo as well, Crow. I believe everyone should get him, not only because Crow is an amazing support unit. He will support you through your hard times, he'll curl up to you in winter, snuggle up to you on your bed. He'll also hit every mean person like a truck. I need to stop doing that. His damage output is ridiculous. So, get him. Early, mid-game, late game, get him. I recommend him. I personally use him over other branders though. I personally am lucky. I was lucky enough to pull a Dark Nat 5 Vampire, Cadiz. He's got a passive brand. And I seem to be using Crow a lot more than I do Cadiz, because he brings more damage, he brings better debuffs. So, he's better than a light Dark Nat 5. What does that say? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one once you get your doggo. Goodbye.